This is the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Tonight's stories cut across borders and battle lines, from power struggle in hospitals and parliament to voices rising in the streets and rivalries played out on the pitch. Politics, protest, survival, and spectacle. This is not just the news. It is a story of how nations and people fight to be heard. The headlines: Brazil's Bolsonaro leaves hospital after cancer diagnosis. Mass strikes sweep France as workers protest austerity and budget cuts. Taliban imposes internet blackout across northern Afghanistan. Australia lifts emission cut target to 62% by 2035. From the corridors of power to the halls of the hospital, Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro now finds himself fighting battles on two fronts, political and personal. Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro was released from a Brazilian hospital on Wednesday after treatment for vomiting, dizziness and low blood pressure, with doctors confirming the removal of early-stage skin cancer lesions requiring ongoing monitoring. The discharge comes just days after his 27-year prison sentence for plotting a coup, underscoring how Bolsonaro now battles for survival both in courtrooms and in his own body. As Bolsonaro fights for survival inside Brazil's courts and clinics across the Atlantic, France is waging a very different battle on the streets. Hundreds of thousands of teachers, train drivers, pharmacists, hospital staff and students staged nationwide strikes and blockades on Thursday, disrupting transport, schools, and energy outputs in opposition to looming spending cuts and pending reforms. Unions demanded higher taxes for the wealthy and more funding for public services, while President Emmanuel Macron's government faces mounting pressure to rein in France's deficit. In a country scarred by past revolts, the message was unmistakable. When austerity knocks, France answers with defiance in the streets. Europe rages against austerity, but in Afghanistan, it's not money that is being taken away, it's connection itself. The Taliban on Wednesday cut fiber optics internet access across 5 northern provinces, citing a crackdown on immoral activities, though mobile data remains available. Officials promise alternatives for essential needs, but the blackout has left homes, offices and businesses offline. Critics called the move absurd, noting that filtering, not banning, is common in other Muslim countries. Once again, the Taliban's idea of control speaks louder than its promises in the world wired together. Afghanistan is being deliberately unplugged. Where Afghans grapple with life online, Australians brace for life on a planet heating fast. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced that Australia would cut carbon emissions by at least 62% from 2005 levels within the next decade, strengthening its previous 43% pledge under the Paris Agreement. The new target, backed by the Climate Change Authority's recommendations, comes as a landmark risk assessment warns of worsening drought, flood, and rising seas threatening millions. While Albanese framed the plan as responsible and science-based, critics argue Australia's continued fossil approval undermines its credibility. In a nation already burning and flooded, the real test will be whether ambition translates into survival. You're watching the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Europe turns to its own storm, this time over border legality and the fragile politics of migration. The UK government will challenge a High Court decision halting the deportation of an Eritrean man under its own one-in, one-out migrant deal with France, after he claimed to be a victim of modern slavery hours before removal. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood vowed to resist last-minute claims, while Britain's anti-slavery commissioner warned her rhetoric risk empowering traffickers. The deal already faced empty flights and legal roadblocks, may prove less about deterrence and more about endurance. A policy built on paper boats, trying to weather a legal storm. The UK faces criticism of a deportation rhetoric, yet Israel confronts an even harder charge, profiting from destruction while war claimed thousands of lives. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich said Gaza's devastation could be turned into a lucrative real estate project with US backing, echoing Donald Trump's earlier vision and sparking outrage from Palestinians and legal experts who warned such plans violate international law. His remarks came as Israeli strike killed more than 100 people in Gaza on Wednesday, pushing the overall death toll past 65,000 since October 2023. For a population displaced and dispossessed, one truth is stark: where Palestinians see ruins, Israeli hardliners see profits. Across the ocean, America grapples with how far speech should go before punishment follows. ABC has suspended late-night host Jimmy indefinitely following his comment about the killing of right-wing activist Charlie Kirk, sparking praise from Donald Trump and criticism from Hollywood stars and union who called it censorship. The backlash underscores a growing tension between free speech and political pressures in US media. When comedy collides with bar, the punchline can cost a career. And finally, in sports, Pakistan braced for high-stakes Asia Cup rematch with rivals India. Pakistan captain Salman Agha said his side is prepared to face India in Sunday's Asia Cup Super Fours after their first meeting earlier, which ended in tension when Indian players refused to shake hands, with both nations trading accusations in the aftermath. As politics once again shadows sports, critics' fiercest rivalry proves that sometimes the fiercest battles begin after the final ball is bowled. And so we'll leave you with this. Whether in courtrooms, city squares, war zones, or stadiums, the struggle is the same. The fight for power, dignity, and survival. Headlines may change, but the question they raise never do. Until tomorrow, stay awake to the world, because the world never sleeps. I am Ojarumi Okocha. Do have a wonderful day, and keep watching the global news updates on Top Accolade News.